Welcome students. Today we shall read chapter 7 from Vista's book Evans Tries an O-Level by Colin Dexter. O-Level is an exam of German language. O-Level means ordinary level. After that there comes A-Level, advanced level. Evans is the main character of the story. He is actually a prisoner, but he wants to get formal education. That's why he appears in the examination of O-Level, and the jail authorities make arrangement for him. Well, we see the characters of the story. The secretary of the examination board, the governor of HM prison, Oxford, James Roderick Evans, the main character, a prisoner, Mr. Jackson, senior prison officer, Mr. Stephens, junior prison officer, Stuart McLeary, priest and invigilator, Mr. Carter, detective superintendent, Mr. Bell, detective chief inspector. Theme of the chapter: should criminals in prison be given the opportunity of learning and education? Storyline: a clash of wit between a criminal and the jail authorities, in which the prisoner has an edge and manages to escape away. There are some keywords or phrases which we shall use while understanding the story. Read them first. Evans the Brick. Evans is called Evans the Brick because he has broken the jail 3 times. Kleptomaniac means the person who is not a hardcore criminal steals the thing out of habit. This word is also used for Evans. O-level German exam, ordinary level German exam. 8:30 p.m. Monday 7 June is the day. Last class of tuition of Evans. D-wing is the part of the jail where Evans is kept in prison. Semi-inflated rubber ring is found in the briefcase of the invigilator McLeary. Goldenen, not Goldene. This is the correction in the correction slip of Evans 313271 index number column. Newbury, Chipping Norton are the places where Evans go. Golden Lion is the hotel. Gorgon is a lady in a Greek mythology who has snakes on the head in place of hair. There is exam schedule that we shall understand later. Now see the story. The governor of HM prison calls the secretary of the examination board and asks the permission for Evans to appear in the examination. The secretary asks about the behavior and the nature of Evans. The governor says he is a nice fellow. He is not a violent criminal. He is just a kleptomaniac. Then secretary says, no problem. I will send the question paper and all other necessary papers. You please arrange a separate cell for examination. Governor says, okay. The cell of Evans can be converted into exam room because he is the only one in the cell. On the day of examination, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Stephens, the prison officers, were put on duty by the governor. Now see the exam schedule, what happens on the day of examination. The exam was to start at 9:15 am in the morning. 8:30 am in the morning, Jackson and Stephens go to the cell of Evans and take all the objectionable object, sharp object like razor, nail file, scissor. Jackson also asked Evans to remove his hat, but Evans said, this is my lucky charm, please let me have it. Jackson allowed it. Then 8:45 a.m. the invigilator Stuart McLeary arrived, who was a priest from St. Mary Church, and McLeary was taken to the cell of Evans and introduced by Jackson. But then at 9:10 a.m. the governor called Jackson to frisk the invigilator McLeary also. Jackson called McLeary out of the cell, searched his briefcase. There was a paper knife, some paper. One very unusual object was there, a semi-inflated rubber ring. The invigilator McLeary informed that he has been suffering from hemorrhoid piles. That's why he cannot sit for a long time without this rubber ring. Jackson allowed to keep it. For extra security, the governor has put a microphone in the cell of Evans so that he can listen each and every word of the conversation. The exam started a little late at 9:25 a.m. 10 minutes later than the scheduled time. The exam started. Stephen is standing outside the cell, looking constantly at Evans. There are two chairs. Evans and the invigilator are sitting opposite to each other. On the table, the question paper answer sheet of Evans. Whenever Stephens looks inside, he saw the same pose of Evans. He is sitting without writing anything, keeping the pen in his mouth as he is trying to get the answer from the ceiling. After some time, at 9:40, there is another call from the examination to the governor that they forget to put a correction slip in the question paper of Evans. The governor said, "Send it, we shall provide to Evans through the invigilator." The correction slip arrived, and Stuart McLeary, the invigilator, tells the correction to Evans. It is Goldenen, not Goldene, and he say correct index number 313 and column number 271. And the governor informed the examination board that the exam started at 9:25 a.m. Then at 10:50, Evans asked for a blanket because it was cold inside the cell. The invigilator allowed it. Stephens was surprised. What will you do with this? Is he making a plan to attack on the invigilator? But he realizes that there is really very cold in that cell. After that, there was silence, and 11:20 a.m. when the invigilator gives final warning to Evans, the governor becomes aware, and 11:25 exam over, and the invigilator Stuart McLeary along with the question paper answer sheet leaves the prison. Stephen himself leaves him at the gate of the jail. When he comes back, he looks again inside the cell of Evans, but he was surprised to see that McLeary is sitting inside on the chair of Evans, bleeding from the head, and he realized that when he was leaving McLeary outside, McLeary was uh, speaking in a different Scottish accent, and he was also looking as slim. So he calculated that Evans has escaped away in the guise of McLeary, and McLeary is inside, injured. The news spread in the whole prison. All the prison officers, including the governor, were on their toes to search Evans. The governor called Carter, the another character of our story, Carter, and asked him to take McLeary to the hospital. But McLeary says, "Don't worry, I am fine. I know where Evans has gone. I can help you because I know German, and the address is written on that correction slip." After Understanding the language of the letter, the governor asked Carter to take McLeary to the hospital, and McLeary was dropped at the gate of the examination, and Carter called the ambulance from the hospital. After some time, the governor confirms in the hospital, but the hospital official says there is no person like McLeary in our hospital. We sent the ambulance, but we did not find anybody over there. On their way, they reached the house of uh, McLeary, and they find McLeary is there, bound and gagged since morning 8 a.m. So it was clear the false McLeary reached the prison cell. He was the friend of Evans, and now it was clear it was not Evans who went outside in the guise of McLeary. It was Evans inside in the guise of McLeary, whom Carter has left at the gate of examination board. Then there is another scene. Evans is going in his car and he is thinking about his plan. It was very good plan to wear two overcoat by McLeary. So this is the reason the Stephen realized McLeary is looking a little slim because he has put off one coat. And how did he manage the beard, and still there were rashes on the face. This all was hectic, but the hat also played a crucial role, he says. Finally, Evans reached the hotel Golden Lion, asked the receptionist not to disturb him till morning 6 a.m. But the moment he opens the gate of his room, he was shocked as he had seen a gorgon. Gorgon is a lady with a snake on the head in place of hair. Why was this condition of Evans? Because the governor was sitting inside already, and the governor says, Evans, your game is over. You cannot run away. Sit down. Evans asked the governor, how did you know the address of Hotel Golden Lion? The governor says, from the same way that correction slip. As you came to know, I also know some German. I have read in 6th class. So I came to know, and the index number 313271, I got the exact address. Now come back to the prison again. Evans and the governor come downstairs. The governor was overjoyed and overconfident at his success. He called a police officer, handed over Evans to him, and asked him, take him to the prison again. I am following you. After running a while, Evans asked the driver of the van to take the car in a certain direction of Chipping Norton. The driver says, yes, boss, in the same Scottish accent as that of McLeary, means it is the same person, the friend of Evans, who went to the jail in the form of McLeary. And once again, Evans was free, and the governor proved a good for giggle. In his overconfidence, he did not check the identity of the policeman. He handed over Evans to him, and once again, Evans was free. Dear friends, the chapter is too long. If there is any doubt, please write in the comment section. The other part of this chapter, like glossary, word meaning, question answer, we shall cover up in the next part, number 2. Thank you. Have a nice day.